check it out, yeah. Check, I'm your brother's speech, brother, relative close to you, from the same source you could depend on. Got your back, won't front. If he does, he'll be clean. Never mean to hurt you, unless he's matured enough to know better. Never will betray you for the cheddar. Supporter, you could cry on his shoulder. If you're timid, he's
alright. But when you talk about getting laid off from a job, or when you're talking about husband or wife leaving you, you don't know how you're gonna get through it. God is still right there. But there's ultimately something better. There's a blessing for you, but you have to go through it.
When your stomach's upset and you're about to vomit, your truth protector, your nectar, your reflector, your blood type connector, the missing piece to your puzzle. When you're about to go off your muzzle, your peace, your mirror to your reality, your best friend, your visitor in prison, the one that listens, the one that stops others from dissing.
And different level of knowledge will enjoy reading. So, everyone who has something will say everything.
Solutions, it dissolves confusion. Out of the overflow of the heart, it exists. It's what God chose to compose things from out of the abyss. What falls from the human limb, the essence of what makes hip-hop hip. The tool prophets used to show God's.
It was just like, oh my gosh, it was fanatic. It was crazy. It was off the hook. Matter of fact, it was off the chain. I thought I was going to need aspirins, but I tell you what, after hearing the way the sound of the
didgeridoo divides families to fight wars in the jungle. Speech, the power to have a million march in the streets of Washington, D.C., truly becoming a chocolate city. All about communication, it started building a nation, a full-time occupation. In my marriage situation, your brother, speech. And
it transformed from fiction into realism, even though it is a work of fiction.
Come on, why won't y'all just put your hands in the air and wave them like that, y'all? Check it out now, like that.
Yes. Thank you. Welcome to another great show of ASA Pub News. We have a lot of store for you today, but you know what's interesting is that today, I believe I am going to be the one interviewed by an attorney, and the attorney's name is John Gonta. Now, yes, some of you know about, yes, he's from Monroe, Michigan. Been here about 22 years. And he does criminal law and family law, and I guess he'll share that with you, But the main thing is that what I appreciate is the fact that he's doing this because he believes in something. He does believe in helping people, but he also believes in a book I've written called Activate Your Mind to Succeed. Thank you. Activate Your Mind to Succeed. And well, he wants to interview me, about it because he's read the book, and there's been a lot of great ratings about it, with the New York Literary, also the New York, the literary writers, something like that, writers literacy, and then we have no, not illiterate. But anyway, we are going to get into that. So actually, it's like saving the best for last, and I kind of appreciate that. Okay, I kind of appreciate it, and I appreciate the fact that he's taken his time out to he thoroughly went through my book. Okay, it's the 5th edition of the Learnability Core of Consciousness. The 5th edition is called Activate Your Mind to Succeed, and he's been on me about it for the past maybe almost month and a half, 2 months, right before Christmas time and during Thanksgiving time. But I'm letting him go ahead and drill me about it and everything. Like I say, he does love helping people that want to help themselves, that want to better themselves, and that's what he's all about. So I tell you what, without further ado, we'll be right back. You know what? Before we get into that, let me share something with you. This book, just off of that, it's based upon people, and I encourage you to bring your families. Okay, your loved ones, your children, your sons, your daughters, friends, associates, business people, those that are, that's been in abuse, those that has been, and it's a team effort too, which I like about that with Attorney John Gonta. People that's been abused, people that are on addictions, and people that allow others to control them, okay? And one of the things to say about abuse, there's different types of abuse: mental abuse, physical abuse, and spiritual abuse. And one of the things about spiritual abuse, which, matter of fact, I want to share with you about that, because I know you're probably like, what the heck are you talking about spiritual abuse? I'm not talking about the religion, okay? I'm talking about how the spiritual abuse is, which I will bring you the answer to that, and a solution to that as well. But in the meantime, okay, what I wanted to let you know was that, being down to earth, okay, down to earth meaning that, not so being so high up in the clouds, not playing the religious aspects. But one thing about this book, this is a book that a person like myself who've written it, and I've written it, basically from the time I gave my life and went to homelessness, been out there for 7, 8 years. MTOP said I was out there for 11 years, living in cardboard boxes, eating out of the dumpsters, So I had a degree and still went out there. And the thing about it is, what are you going to do with yourself, when you come back? How are you going to utilize yourself? So this is my way of utilizing myself, and this is a way where someone has made discovery how powerful this book is that can help others. Okay? So with that note, I'll see you in a few moments.
Stop monkeying around with your addictions.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You know what? I am going to bring the attorney, Monroe attorney, John Gonta in. So yes. So come on, John. Come on down. Yes.
Steve, nice to see you.
Hey, nice to see you. Yes, thank you. It's all right.
I think I see some people I know out there, but that's pretty amazing.
Hey, that's cool though. Hey, all right. Hey, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. So how have you been?
Doing fine.
Doing fine?
Doing fine.
Liking this cold weather we're having?
Oh, that's crazy. This weather's been like, man. I mean, they said we haven't had this weather in like 20 years.
I can believe that. I think that we really are in store for some more, though. It's only mid-January, and I think we're probably going to be looking at a little bit more before the end of this season. So everybody better be ready for that. No slip and falls out there. You know, I don't practice slip and fall type law. So.
Oh, wait, there's another type of slip and fall, but
well,
that's what we're trying to prevent.
Right, that's what we are trying to prevent.
From slipping and their fallings. So.
Well, Steve, I heard your earlier monologue, and I thought it was kind of interesting that you gave me as much accolade as you gave me when I have to really back up and say, you know, I am here because of Steve's book. I want everybody to know that. I want everybody to realize that. I want to basically state the title again. I know Steve did, but let's try to do that so everybody knows what we're talking about. Activate Your Mind to Succeed. And that is really a great title because, you know, that's what we all have to do in these cold times and the hot times, and any time we really find ourselves maybe a little bit confused or at a loss. I think your book can really shed some light on what people need to do and where they need to put their focus. The weather doesn't control people. You know, hopefully the economy doesn't control people. People need to control themselves, and I think you really have hit on the chord with that. And I want to let everybody know that's why we're really here. I mean, I'm glad you gave me such accolades, but it's really about you today, and hopefully that's all right with you, because I know you do the show a lot, and you know, you really like to talk about other people, but today we're going to talk about you a little bit.
Oh!
Well, you don't have to appreciate too much, but I had to write out my stuff because, you know, like any good attorney, you want to come prepared, you know. You want to come prepared. So I'm going to ask you a few questions about the book, and maybe I can also, as a segue into that, let you know that I've given this book to a lot of my clients. I mean, I practice a lot in the criminal world, like you said. Not the criminal world, but the criminal courts, I should correct myself. The juvenile courts, a lot of the family issues, divorce, a lot of the separation problems people go through. And I think the common theme is that
Wait, before you do that, this is the, you know, dedication, and I definitely appreciate that. I'm kind of curious, out of humor. Are you carrying a bookmark?
Well, yes, I am, but it's in my computer bag, and I'm a little at a loss that it's in my vehicle. But I always carry bookmarks, your bookmarks actually, and I give them out to my clients.
I appreciate that, because the reason being, I'm going to present a book. You know what? That's what. Just stay there. I'm going to hang tight. You know I'm going to get up anyway, so hang tight, because I am going to get you a bookmark. Matter of fact, do anybody from the audience, you have a book? Oh, all right. I appreciate that. Stand by. Lance?
Keep anything that could assist you in it. Of course, I do have the book.
How about that? Thank you.
And the bookmark is so easy to read. It's almost like, let's look at rule number 1. And it's also listed up here, folks, so you can read along. You know, golden rule number 1.
Yes. Oh, wait a minute. As a matter of fact, the bookmarks, okay, they are at the local stores. Matter of fact, and they're also online at Amazon. But one of the things about it is that the book itself, we have developed it's almost the same type cover, okay, but the bookmark, you'll see it, the bookmark is actually designed with the 9 golden rules. The 9 golden rules are in the back of the book. Okay, so when you get the new book of the 5th edition, and well, my picture's on there, so you know it's the correct book, Activate Your Mind to Succeed. But when you turn to the back, it will have the 9 golden rules, so it's easy for you to pick what is your favorite golden rule.
Well, that's true, and not only
go ahead.
that, you don't have to fumble for the bookmark like I was doing. If you have the book, you
Yes.
simply have the 9 golden rules in the back, so you can reference it without having to find your bookmark, because sometimes
Yeah.
these things get lost.
Yeah, they're free. So, they're free. I mean, you can't get it. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to at least try to, stay with the 9 golden rules because you have a bookmark. Sometimes I pull it out just to remind myself when I'm in a situation, something like that, and I look at it, and you're ready, like, goal rule number 1, I need to take control of my life. So, I think about that, and I think about what I learned. I said, yeah. I mean, it's so simple. I need to take control of my life. Goal number 1. That's simple. There's no studying, no thinking hard about it. Okay, goal number 2, or do you want to do the honors?
No, that's quite all right. I
Oh,
think
okay.
your excitement really precedes the rule.
Oh,
You need to
yes.
take control of your life. We need to make sure that folks understand that we're not just doing something, we're actually taking control of the situation. And I think a lot of the times when folks are involved in the court system, they feel like, hey, the judge is in control, maybe a prosecuting attorney is in control, possibly the defense attorney, which I most of the time am, is in control. But really, it's the client that's in control. It's the individual in control of things. And I'd like to make sure everybody understands that, of course, these rules are not like in some type of a pyramid, because that's not what they illustrate. They all carry the same weight. But to
Yes.
me, for me, golden rule number 1 sets the tone of all the rest.
Okay.
So please go ahead. Maybe number 2, I will learn from my past, but I will not.
No, that's goal number 3. Number 2 is goal number 3 is I will learn. We'll just go down the row. We'll
go down the row, okay.
Because number 4 is my favorite.
Oh, really?
Goal rule number 2 is I do not need to explain myself to anyone.
Well, explain that to the audience and to me. How are you not going to explain yourself to anyone and still be successful? Wow, what does that mean?
It
could mean many things.
Yes, but one of the
Right.
things about it is over-explaining yourself, over-excessiveness to where somebody gravitate to what you're talking about,
Well, Steve,
and then they
that's-
take that portion.
Give me an example. How are you not going to have to explain? If you quit smoking, would you have to explain that to anybody?
If I quit smoking?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, not that you
shouldn't have
smoke.
to.
Not that you smoke.
Yeah.
But if you just quit doing
I'd say-
something, you don't have to have a bunch of reasons. You just did it because you wanted to.
Not to explain myself.
Right, correct. Do you have to explain why you stopped smoking? Is that something you have to do? Or can
No.
you just, no, you don't. You
No.
can just do it because you're taking control.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I like to look at it in situations, because I think a lot of folks around here kind of will find themselves in a situation where they don't need to explain themselves to anybody. They just can do what they want. They're taking control.
Lance,
What?
I think I'm going to edit that part. We put in situations that. No. Let's keep it rolling. Okay. Actually, I would have rolled back that part of the tape, but you know what? Actually, this book is about to help one another out. The thing about explaining, it's funny you mentioned smoking. Okay. I'm both smoking crack and all that. But one of the things, I've gave up a lot of myself personally. I gave up a lot of addictions. One of the things that everybody talks about is how many smoke a cigarette. Okay. Now there's times that I do like to smoke cigarettes. Okay? I don't smoke during work, and you don't see me going out smoking. But when I'm home, I like to have my cigar. At times, people know that cigar. And every now and then I'll have me a cigarette, but I'm not, that avid every day, let's get out and puff. But
Well, you're not a chain smoker.
no, I'm not chain
Not a
smoker.
chain smoker.
But then again, still, to be upfront and honest, and I love to share it to everybody, because since I've written the book, I'm the one who is able to share this with you. Now, I don't have to explain myself, why do I smoke or why I don't smoke, or drink or don't drink, or high or get high. No, the thing about it is if there's something, and that's part of the thing about addictions, if there's something that's going to destroy your life, okay, destroy you in general, then you quit your addictions. Whatever addiction it is that's going to mess you up, that's the addiction you need to stop. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You don't play with your addictions like that. Just don't play with it. All right? So, I'm messing, I used to be out there in that street, as an alcoholic, definitely a crack addict at the time, a drug addict, you could say weed addict, crack addict. Heroin, I wasn't trying to mess with that, but I had a best friend that was out there with me. That was very dangerous, and I couldn't do heroin because I had to monitor him for all those years, because he used to, shoot that up and run out in the middle of the street, and we go out and do some crazy, crazy stuff.
So were you learning golden rule number 3 at that time? Were you kind of learning from your past, but not allowing it to be used against you?
Definitely.
Do you think a lot of people have their past used against them, like in the court system?
Well, let me get back to explain myself. Let me get to that part. Okay. That's the part it becomes dangerous. Okay, it's where when you over-explain it, say you're talking about something and you share some more. Like just now, I shared something about my past. Okay, now people can take it where they says, okay, now that was my past of what over about 20 years ago. But people can take it and run with it and put it into a negative aspect of things. Now, that's a past sharing thing. But say I took that and I said, oh, wow, you know what? I was over such and such, I have to explain, somebody say, man, you was a crackhead, where in it? And I have to explain this. Well, why did you do crack? Or what is it that? And then somehow somebody say, what? He used to smoke. Remember the guy who was, I don't know if he was a mayor or something, who was on television. As soon as he mentioned about he used to do crack.
I remember that, yeah.
Next thing you know it went way out in left field. But at that time, for him, whatever he had to explain about what was going on in his life, he brought that up. And when he brought that up, then you have the people that's the ears, the busybodies, the gossipers, and they grab onto that. And the moment they grab onto that, they take that and they run with it.
So what you're saying is that there can be some type of negativeness attached to your explanation.
Yes, and the only reason is because now you went to a point not from just explaining,
right?
And that was one example.
Almost,
yes,
almost to defend
yourself. Yes, right. From explaining, that's what I was sharing when I said, know what? Let's stop right there. And that's one great. Matter of fact, an excellent example is that I wanted to keep it going, so people can understand what explaining really is. Now, what I just did was explain, didn't explain it. I shared something to be honest and upfront with.
I feel you shared something.
Yes, that's sharing.
Right.
But to explain in defense why I'm, doing this, it's a whole different thing. Explaining it, and then somebody will take that portion of it and run with it, like they did with the mayor. And people have known it. I mean, they do it over anything and everything. If they hear something, and then you got to explain it, but why? And then also you explain that, but why? And then you explain that, and it's like, you know what? I need to stop, because now I'm running off the mouth. I'm telling stuff that they had nothing to know about, no reason to know about, my shoe size,
right.
My socks, They don't have to know the size of my underwear. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I do, but I want to make sure everybody's clear that when they explain themselves, they're not over-explaining.
Over-explaining,
right.
Yes.
Well, that's beautiful. I think we've nailed that one.
Yeah, you can't just say, you know what, I'm not explaining myself to anybody. Right. Just leave it alone and walk away. Especially with people, now I'm going to tell you something that's kind of interesting on that part, is when I was out there homeless, okay, and I realized people have game, and this is all over the world. I was on Skid Row in California, downtown LA.
Oh, that's not a good place to be.
Across from I forgot what that, Fred Jordan mission and all that. So anyway.
It's taking us back a couple of years, Steve.
Oh, a long ways. I'm an old man now with grandchildren. But yes, thank you. Yes, and that's why I'm here to help and trying to share a lot of things I can do to help people,
But you think these golden rules have helped you achieve and overcome those issues?
Oh, yes, definitely. Like, one of the things about it, like I say, now I'm stuck on that, to explain myself, because I want to share something with, there's people on the street that actually, that's their hustle, to extract information. Do you understand the key? extract information.
I think everybody's understanding that.
Okay, yes, and that's what that is. They extract it from you, and then they'll capitalize on it.
Yeah. Right.
Now we got goal number 3.
Absolutely. You're learning from your past, but you're not letting them even use your explanations against you.
Yes, and goal number 3 is I will learn to be in control of my destiny. I'm sorry. I will not allow my past to be used against me. Instead, I will learn from it in order to grow. Let me say it again. Goal number 3. I will not allow my past to be used against me. Instead, I will learn from it in order to grow. And that was the other thing. Past. Most everything people talk about is what? Past. I don't hear nobody really talking about the future of anything.
It's kind of hard to talk about the future when we don't know what it is, so we always focus in on the past.
Yes,
Even in the court system, because what do we have to go by? What we do, what we did, not what we're going to do.
Well, let me jump the gun here to goal number 9. Goal number 9 says, my new life awaits me.
Right, and nobody likes a quitter, so we got
Thank
to
you.
keep working at this.
And so if you don't quit, what do you, yes,
Right.
yes. So if you don't quit, what do you have? A future to look forward to.
Well, you do, but Steve, I think the whole premise of this book is, and we really need to keep focusing on what we're talking about, is that we're making our mind something that's activated. It's not something that's passive. Look at the words, folks. Activate. That doesn't mean sit back and take it. That means get with it. Activate your mind. So here you are. Nobody likes a quitter. Your new life awaits you. That's number 9. But like you said, nobody can use your past against you. You're going to make sure you've activated your mind almost to be numb to that. Because there's so many folks out there that like to, poke fun at anybody trying to recover, trying to get over their problems. Because to your face, of course, they'll tell you, well, you're doing a great job recovering. But there's a lot of folks out there that'll snicker behind your back when you're not listening to what they're saying. Because recovery is a tough process. And this book, I think, has helped some of my clients to this date. I got this book. I didn't get the 5th edition. I think I got the 4th edition first. The first one I got from you was the 4th.
Yes.
And, I passed it out to some of my clients, and they were like, wow, this isn't a passive book. This is an active book. This is a book I can use to skip along and move myself along to where I need to go. And after these steps through, here we are. Where are we at? Step number 4. I learned to be in control of my own destiny.
That's my favorite.
Well, that's the way I paraphrased it. But why don't you tell the audience exactly the way you wrote it?
Oh, goal number 4. I will learn to be in control of my destiny, and that means avoiding the time robbers, the controllers, and negative people.
Wow. So there's a 3 subcategories under there. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I think that's a really nice way to put it. Butt out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm in control. You know what I mean? Butt out. Here I come. It's the new me. Let's be blessed with it, because realistically, if you're in control of your own destiny, you're reflecting on golden rule number 1, you're taking control, now you're in control of your future, which we just said a lot of people don't focus on. They focus in on that past. Where's the future